Hi everyone and welcome. My name is Jesse February.
Excuse me. Good day, everyone. Jesse, you got the wrong memo. I'm interviewing you today. Yeah, that's why you need to read your emails. Anyway, good day, everyone. I'm Women's International Master Anzel Laubscher. I'm at the Moja Extravaganza. Extravaganza. It feels like there must be a boom after that, after you said that word. But anyway.
We'll add that special effects afterwards.
Okay, fantastic. I'm here with Jesse February, Women's International Master Jesse February, and she's actually playing in the tournament. Yes, Jesse, how are you?
I am a lot better than I was yesterday, to be honest with you.
What happened yesterday?
Well, last night I found a mouse in my room, but you're probably asking about the chess. So let's talk about that.
Tell me about the mouse first.
Yeah,
What?
so we bought some biltong yesterday, and then the mouse wanted some. So he ran into the room, and we named him Despero.
He's clearly not vegetarian. I mean, that's safe to say, right?
I did ask him. He said only on Wednesdays.
Only on Wednesdays, okay.
Yeah.
Right. You know, these Gauteng mouses, they just have different vibes to the coastal ones.
It's mice.
No.
All right, yeah. Back to the
My English airtime. Can someone send me some English airtime quickly, please? Thank you so much. Yeah. Right. Jesse,
MTN.
you are playing in a tournament.
I am.
Where are we now, round?
This was round number 7, so there are 2 games to go.
2 games to go.
Yeah.
And 2 games you short castled?
Yeah, so
Yeah, I know we shouldn't mention that, but
that's true.
But I want to ask you, this is
Honestly,
a learning experience for all of us. How do you bounce back after 2 losses in a row? It's not nice. I know how it feels to have 3 and 4 and 5. You know, like an Olympic, a true Olympic candidate. 5 losses in a row.
I spoke about that actually on stream, and a lot of people use the same analogy. Like if you lose 2 in a row, it's short castling. Lose 3 in a row, it's long castling, and then you go Audi, Olympic, and whatever. So
But we
it's
stopped that
nice.
short castling for now.
I really hope so.
Yes, we did. You won this morning, can't you remember?
True. Yeah, it just doesn't feel like a win. So I lost 2 games in a row, and I felt quite horrible. I didn't know news that I found out this morning about that game actually, which I will share in a moment.
Okay.
And after that game, I thought, okay, let me just film my recap. I can come back, stronger. Yesterday was only 1 game. I know that the double rounds are quite tiring, and there's no amount of coffee that can make up for the lack of energy, unfortunately. But yeah,
we need to look into those coffee drips that we were talking about in Spain and Portugal.
I think so. So
Yeah,
we
caffeine
needed to
drips.
find some sponsors for our cafe con.
Nespresso, are you listening?
Right, so yesterday came around, and honestly, if I could delete a day, like control or like delete, I would do that for yesterday's game, to be honest. Because what I found that happens is it'll either be like really good opening preparation, and out of the opening I'll feel super comfortable. But then the position reaches such a moment where it's like, this is perfect, I don't want to touch it. If I touch it, I'm probably not going to convert it into a win. I'm going to mess it up, and then I get in my own head. And that's exactly what happened. Because I know that I can play at a certain strength, and that hasn't reflected in my games. But
Get into your own head?
Yeah, so I do have one of these.
Yeah, but it must be quite a party up there with all the voices that
It really
have.
is. I talk about them all the time. There's Pedro. There's
It's
Juan.
Pedro. You can't
There's
just say
Pedro. Juan, James, and Jesse.
And Jesse.
Yeah.
All right.
Right, so let me get to the last part. Sorry,
Tell
I'm
me.
like really rambling. I'm enjoying this conversation so much. I haven't seen you in
missed
so long,
you
girl.
too.
Yeah.
Too long.
But after my game today, I got a comment on one of my YouTube videos because I do recaps of my games and I post them. Someone said I was like rushing through one of the games, which was the game against the WFM from Turkey. and they commented saying, you know, you rushed the ending. Did you like go over that part where it was threefold repetition? I went back on that game, and there was a moment I could have claimed threefold repetition, and that was like moments before I blundered. So I was really, really upset with myself. Like this morning, that's why I said this morning didn't feel like a win, because I'd heard that news like directly afterwards. In my mind, I'm like, okay, even if I don't perform very well, at least I have my content, which is not a great mindset. I realized that going in with a very uncorrupted mindset in a tournament, because your motivations have to be correct, right? You want to play well. You shouldn't think about the end result. You obviously it's all like psychological. You can be really, really well prepared chess-wise, but if you're not there mentally, it's just not going to go your way. Yeah, so knowing that there could have been threefold repetition, like just irks me. And I was like, I need something stronger than coffee right now. But okay.
This is a family-friendly show,
Yeah.
and you have another round today to play as well. So maybe after.
I meant 2 coffees. What are you talking about?
2 coffees and a rooibos tea, yes. Jesse, you mentioned now that you saw some of the comments on the YouTube channel and so on. And I mean, you are our pride and joy in the streaming industry as well for South Africa. How do you deal with comments after? I mean, I'm sure some of you guys get sometimes some nasty comments and bullying. And how do you deal with that?
I get that both in person and online. So I've had to form this like hard outer shell to not let comments from people who are, I don't want to call them irrelevant, but not people's opinions who I care about, like affect me. It used to, in the beginning, quite a lot. And I would want to sort of block it all out by not talking to anybody and just trying to like escape as quickly as possible. But now I actually welcome it, because I use it to fuel myself for the next game. So it's like someone tells me I can't do something, like, oh, you can't win that game, or you can't do this. I will use that to fuel my motivation to win and prove them wrong. So it's always you know, the way you approach it, I guess.
I understand, but for me, it's sad to think that, you know, that we have to become those kind of people where you have to try to make something good of negative comments. And so this is not an open invitation to send negative comments. We still encourage positive feedback and positive encouraging words. Jess, you are a women's grandmaster elect.
Mm-hmm.
Now, this is something that some people don't understand, and it's a big journey. It's a tough journey, but it's so exciting. Can you just tell us, what does that mean, and how far are you from that G and not the I?
I think, I've been dreaming of Women Grandmaster for as long as I can remember. I think all of us have this dream at some point, and very few of us actually get to achieve it. So I'm not there yet, but you know, the elect part means that the elections are coming up. So please vote for me.
Vote for me. You need 48 votes, yeah?
A little bit more now.
A little bit more.
Yeah, so how it works, and it's a little bit easier when you're going through this whole like title qualification through winning tournaments, or, you know, I think with the Olympiad, you score a certain amount in percentage. It's all like the statistics and stuff, and you get a title automatically. With continental events and zonal events, it used to be that you would get the title directly. For winning, you would get Women International Master, which I think we both did through that way. And then, of course, the continental, if you win, you get Women Grandmaster directly. But now they've implemented some rating requirements for that to actually come true. So 2021, won my first African championship and got this title elect, but I was still 1800, need 2100. So slowly trying to climb, even though I'm sort of expiring like an old box of milk. I'm 28 years old, but you know what they say, like too old for your rating.
So what am I then? Carrying milk?
No, you age like fine wine, girl.
So I'm not milk, I'm wine.
Yes.
I should be in queen. All right. Right.
Yeah, so at the moment I'm 2050 or something, but after 2 losses I'm also down. I shouldn't be thinking about rating too much, but rather the improvement of my game. So,
Jesse, I've played tournaments with you where you gained more than 50 in one tournament. So we are there, we are waiting, we are ready to celebrate that women's grandmaster title, right? We're all waiting and supporting you in this journey.
You know what's been missing? The coffee club.
The coffee club,
Yeah.
yes. We have a coffee club whenever we play tournaments together, and it was a bit of a rush at this tournament.
Yes.
Jesse, what is your impression of this tournament?
I love that they brought it to Johannesburg, bigger city, the hustling and bustling of city life. I don't know, I've just been going from the guest house to the venue, so I can't really speak.
Around the traffic circles.
Exactly. It's more than enough. I definitely love the playing hall. Things are great. Arbiters are on it. It's a great question, because I think about the organizers. I think about the accommodation. I think about the mouse.
The whole package. Package.
I love the logo, by the way. It's really awesome. But honestly, 10 out of 10 event. One of the best I've attended in South Africa, and continues to impress.
Jesse, now on that note, the last question. We know that Chess South Africa has been through a few bumps and quite a roller coaster ride the last few years, and we were in the thick of it. Being the top female player currently in South Africa, where would you like to see Chess South Africa in 5 years?
Super question, very deep question. I feel like that deserves some layers if we have time to dig deep. But
give me
on
2
the
points.
surface, on the surface of things, I think that it's important to look back at how much bigger Chess South Africa was in the past, and what led that to, or what caused the chess to be so big. And it's something that I even had a chat with a grandmaster, Artur Yusupov, about the growth of chess, and how, for instance, a country like India many years ago started implementing training camps and different systems to help improve chess players. And now we're seeing the Indian scene absolutely pop. A lot of the top players in the world are Indians. And that's because of how much effort and energy and investment they put into those players a long time ago. So I think it really does start at a junior level. It starts in schools. It starts, and as big as chess can become, I think the number of female players will always be less. And that's something we also need to focus on a little bit more. Finding ways and ideas. Because finding an idea is great, but implementing that idea is a completely different story. I mean, it's really difficult to follow through. You could have the greatest, life-changing, world peace idea and not actually follow through with it. So I'm hoping that where I want to see South African chess, I want to see the women's scene a lot bigger. Of course, I want to see women supporting women. I think that's also really important. I feel like often, even though there's so few of us, we're quite divided. And it would be nice to work together, putting together regular camps that we are either sharing ideas with each other. It doesn't necessarily have to cost a whole ton of money. You just jump on a call and I think that team camaraderie is super important, especially at a national level. But if we are talking about chess as a whole in South Africa, I think it starts with the leaders, and I think we do have, I want to believe we have the right leaders in the right spots, then they will be making a difference soon. And of course, it will also be important for our players to have a voice. Something like Players Play Calm will be nice to get that up and running, and just for things to be smooth again. I want Chess South Africa to be great again. I don't know, it sounds like such a cliche. But yeah.
No, but I mean, we used to be, this was when you were still a junior as well.
Yeah.
South Africa was one of the leading countries, federations in Africa, and there were times when we played the African championships and all African games, and we were fighting for the top 3 places all the time as a team.
I like that.
And from my side, I would also like us to get back there. Yeah. But Jesse, thank you so much for your time. You have another round this afternoon, and I know you want to prepare a little bit.
We can stay here, I don't mind.
I'll prep you just now. But Jesse, thank you so much for your time, and good luck for the rest of the tournament. And
Thanks.
Also good luck for you on your journey for getting that WGM title. We are rooting for you. We are supporting you. And thanks for also being a very good ambassador for Chess South Africa on stream. And I mean, whenever I go anywhere in the world, especially your generation people, do you know Jessie? Yes, I do know her. You know, so thank you for that, and keep up the good work, and ignore those bad comments.
Yeah.
And please send your encouraging words and support Jessie on her journey as well.
Time for damage control.